everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Kat, and for today, we are on day 3, so we are almost at the halfway point of an entire week of Glam Shop palettes. And today is gonna be a new palette, and it is the Camo palette, and I am so excited for this. For anyone that loves a good, like, grungy green, this is the palette for you. I mean, look at it. It's got marble shades, it's got beautiful grungy matte tones, metallics, all of the things. I am so excited to just dip right into this guy, so that's just what we're gonna do. So as we have been doing, we are going to swatch everything first, and then I'm going to do an eye look, and at the end, I wanna know what you guys think, and we're gonna compare it to the last couple days, and then compare it to the rest of the week, and we're just gonna see which of these palettes reigns supreme. So here we go. So first shade up is Wojskowy, and it looks like a beautiful gold metallic shade, and it does have a shift. I was wondering if it did or not. It looks like it goes between like a yellowish gold and then kind of a peachy orange. So as I am trying to come in close, you can see the goldish orangey shade, and then as I pull back, you can see how it changes into that nice yellowish gold. But the orangish portion is definitely more subtle. The primary tone is definitely that yellow, but very pretty. That's gonna be super duper nice. I'm thinking I might use that on the inner corner today. We'll see. Then the next shade up is Khaki, and this is another metallic shade. Beautiful grungy tones. It looks like it shifts from kind of an olivey green to a light copper brown. That is beautiful. So there you can see the brown, and then it switches to that greenish olive tone. So very similar to this guy with how you have your primary tone and then the secondary tone. So to me, it's coming across like the olive green is the primary tone, and then that brown is the undertone on that one. But just absolutely beautiful and very pigmented. Like, that is opaque on one swipe, so that is awesome. Next we have a thicker metallic Szeregowy, and this guy looks like it's at least a duochrome as well. Very smooth, and looks to me like it shifts between red and green on there, and the red is a little bit more of a cranberry red. Definitely kind of an orangey brown base, so that's interesting. So there you can see the red, and then it shifts to green, back to that red tone. Very nice. Then we have the first of our 2 thicker marble shades, Koszary, and ooh, it is very nice. So that is a lovely kind of copper brown shade. That's gonna go beautifully with some of these other more olivey green tones. And definitely that thicker consistency is super opaque on there just immediately. Oh man. Then we have the second of the marble shades, and this is Maro. And it is beautiful. It is a green to gold shift with some blue in there as well. Oh my god. Oh, this shade is beautiful. All right. So we're coming in with a little bit of yellow to green. And then you can catch up at the top a little bit of the blue as the light hits it. Definitely as it's trying to focus right there, you can see at the top that more turquoise shade. Oh, that is such a good shade. Holy cow. Okay, that's my favorite so far. We've found the favorite shade in the palette. Oh man. I definitely think that's something that I'm gonna bring up on day 7, is like, I've had a singular shade in every single palette so far that is just my top shade, and they've done it again with this one. I mean, oh, look at this palette already. Look at that color story. Okay, then the last 4 shades are all matte shades. So the first one up is Caliber, and that is a very nice medium olive green tone. Very nice, fits in beautifully with the rest of the color story. Then we have the shade Pocisk, which is a lighter beigey olive greeny tone, almost kind of a sand color, I would say. Then we have Dowódca, which is a darker olive green tone. Yeah, that's something that I was kind of wondering as I was looking in the palette, is how different this one is in comparison to this guy. And the main thing that I noticed is that this has a little bit more of an olivey green tone, whereas this one is ever so slightly a little bit more brown in tone than this guy, which I actually think is a really nice lead into the last shade, which is the most brown out of the 4 mattes. And so you kind of go from this lighter sand shade to an olive green to a mix of olive green and brown, and then that last shade is going to be the brown shade. So that last brown shade is going to be Swoosh Beauvais, and yeah, that's the brownest out of the 4 shades. So I definitely think that it's a good lead-in between all 4, and I think that will probably create a nice blend. If it were me, I might have made this one a little bit more brown and then this guy a little bit deeper, but that's just my own personal preference. We will see how they blend together in this look, because I am pretty much going to be using all of the shades in the palette except for one. And even that one, I might. Because I was on the fence about using this guy because of that reddish tone in there, but in an effort to stay away from it just being very olivey greenish brown, I might throw that one in. But I was also debating using the goldish shade on the inner corner, so I'm gonna have to see how the rest of the look comes together first, and then we'll use one or the other of those two. Undecided yet which one's gonna go in the inner corner. So I think that the way that we're gonna do this is we're gonna stay with like the olivey green tones primarily on the upper lid, and then I'm going to go more into the brown tones on the under eye, and we'll add in some of the metallics that go along with those shades on there as well, but we're going to do green on top, brown on the bottom. So we will start with that sand shade, just kind of going on both the top and the bottom because it's a little bit above them. You know, for a sand brown, that is showing up pretty well. I was kind of expecting it to just sort of blend into my skin. Even though I don't have olive undertones, a lot of the like lighter transition shades have a tendency to just blend right in. And so that is nice that it is showing up so well on my skin. Alright, next up we're going to go into that Caliber medium olive green tone for the middle of the lid. Well, the shades are definitely blending together really, really seamlessly, which is nice. And so I definitely think that they are close enough in tone to each other that even if you are someone like me that doesn't particularly like taking a long time to blend, you're still gonna get that seamless movement between the shades. So the last one that we're gonna do on the lid is this guy right here, because I think that that shade will blend in nicely with the brown that's gonna go on the under eye to kind of smoke everything out. Yeah, definitely as I was blending that last shade out, I was able to see a bit more of how it has that brown quality to it. So I think it's gonna go together really nicely with the under eye. For the under eye, we're gonna pull that sand tone down a little bit further so that it kind of goes more to the center of the eye, and then we'll bring in the brown from there. Alright, I definitely made this into a bigger look than I was intending, so we're really winging it out on this one. But I think to start off, you know, why don't we do it this way? We're just going to use 100% of the shades. And so we will start off with the gold shade on the inner third to go on top of that sand shade, and then we will blend it into the Morrow shade for the rest of the lid, and then the brown shades will go on the under eye, and then we will have the reddish one on the inner corner as like a weird pop of color. All right, here we go. Let's see how this goes. Okay, say, I really like that gold shade so far. That is super duper pretty on the lid. And I am trying to avoid completely covering all of the matte shades, and so I do want a thin line of those colors that is still visible so we can see that nice transition of kind of the olivey tones. So next is going to be the Marrow shade, and the best way that I've found to apply the different marble shades is to use your finger and then go in with a brush and kind of pack it down. Alright, so then the last shade for the upper lid is going to be that khaki shade, because that does still have some of that nice green tonal quality, but it's headed more towards the brown. And so I think that'll blend out really nicely with the under eye as we go in with the metallics on there. Yeah, I think those two ended up layering really nicely on top of each other, and it did what I hoped, was that I didn't lose all of that gold sparkle from the Marrow shade. We were able to keep a little bit of that, and then the brown just layered a little bit on top, so that's perfect. So now for the under eye, we are going to go into this guy right here for the brown portion, and we'll also go back a little bit into the yellowish gold shade for the front portion before we do the inner corner. All right, I think that looks great. I did tone down the edges a little bit. I was like, that's extending a little further than I like. So now we are going to move into the inner corner, and we're gonna go right in with that reddish tone. We're gonna see how it goes. It could either really make this come together, or we could end up hating it. We'll find out. All right, I think in this particular case, that's actually a really good color choice, because since it has that shift from the green to the red, the green is the primary shade that I'm picking up, and then it's only when I turn my head in a particular way that you get that pop of reddish orange in there. And so I think that's actually perfect. So I am very, very happy with this. I am going to tightline and throw on mascara, and then we'll be back for the final look and to see what we think. All right, and we're back with the final look, and so I'm gonna come in close again. So I ended up using more of an olivey green metallic liner on my waterline, and I think it turned out really, really nicely. I think that all of the shimmer shades are just absolutely stunning. Especially that green shade, oh my god, I love it. But I also think that this yellow shade, like, that pops way more than I was expecting it to. Like, that is almost just like a glaring neon light in your face when I come in close. So I really like a lot of these shades. I think they're absolutely beautiful. I mean, I love a good grunge green, so this is definitely like one of my favorite color schemes, but I would love to know what you guys think. What do you think of this in comparison to the other two looks that we've already done? I definitely think Laguna is in a very close race with this palette so far, because I also love a good mermaid blue, so I don't know yet, and we've got some other really, really good ones coming up, so I am very excited for what the rest of the week has in store. So I just really want to know what you guys think. Give me a thumbs up if you liked it, thumbs down if you did not. Let me know either way, as you guys always do. And if you made it to the end of the video and you have not yet subscribed, I would love it if you would kick a subscribe my way. Come join my family here on YouTube. We talk a ton about indie brands, really colorful makeup. We do all the swatches, and so if that sounds like something that you like, feel free to join the family, join the conversation down in the comments, all of that good stuff. And other than that, you guys just go have a good one.